Hi, my name is Amy, and I'm here today to walk you through one of my Moss Points North projects. This mini wall hanging is available in the shop as a kit or as a digital pattern for download. Today I have the project set up on a rack, but this project is very easy to do on a tabletop. So you just simply take the ring, tape it at the top to the table, and then you could work down from there. When I work on the rack, I like to have the S-hook, hang the ring from there, but so the ring doesn't rotate, I like to run a cord across. You can see I have it attached at that end. It's going through the ring, so then it won't rotate, and then I have it tied over here. A few more things to note: we're working with a metal ring, and we're working with 3-strand cotton cord. The dimensions and lengths for these are all available in that digital pattern. So I have a few of our ropes already strung up on our ring. We're attaching them with a lark's head knot. I'm not going to be going through the knots very much in detail because I have them all as individual knot tying videos on my YouTube channel. We've got them all ready to go. Because this is a great beginner intro project, I usually encourage people just to start in the middle so you can get used to working your square knot with your 4 cords. And remember, the square knot is always 2 steps. I always start on the left, and then I finish the square knot by starting with the cord on the right, so then you get this left notch. When I hop over to this side, we're going to do the same exact thing, but because we're working on a circle, we want to keep our knot horizontal, so you might have a tiny bit of gap on the side. We want to keep all of these top knots in a nice horizontal row. The next row of knots are going to be our alternating square knots, and that's going to help us start to connect everything. I like to work my knots right up to the bottom of the knots in the row above it, and that's always something that you can play around with as you develop your own macrame style. When we start our next row, remember we're keeping everything horizontal, so you'll have this gap right here. That's completely normal. And we're going to be working 3 square knots in a row. I call this a square knot column. And you can always count how many square knots you have by the notches on the left. So there's 1, 2, 3 square knots. When you're doing your columns, sometimes it can be confusing which rope you're on. So when we get this one completed, you'll see that our notch has jumped to this side. The side that the notch is on, that's the cord that you're going to pick up with, and I do my backwards 4, and then we're ready to go. And then the notch has popped back over to the left. Like I said, this is a really great beginner project because you're just working with square knots, but you're learning the alternating square knot, how to do a single square knot, and then these square knot columns. We're jumping back into connecting our columns, and then we'll do a final row of 3 square knots across. And I always think macrame looks nice when it kind of ends in that V. So we're going to do this complete row, we're going to connect everything, and then we're just going to do a single one in the middle to complete everything. As I finish up this knot, the reason why I love working with the 3-strand cotton cord is because then we can fringe it. So you can see each of these ropes is created with 3 individual ropes twisted, and so that makes for really easy fringing, and it will complete your project really nice. So this one's been hanging around for a little bit, so the fibers will relax the longer you have the project. I'll usually take some scissors, find what I call a baseline in order to trim off some of this excess, and then finish fringing. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, I'm Amy from Moss Points North, and you can find me at mosspointsnorth.store.